It's good now, right? Should be good now. One sec.
I've been meaning to tell you, I got this feeling that won't subside. I look at you and I fantasize, but tonight, now I've got you in my sights. I feel the magic between you and now I've got you in my dark. Did I take you out tonight?
What's up, everybody? Christmas Eve. Bill McCurry, what's up? Bones the Skater. Chingy819. Daytime Frank. Derman Dillon, what is up? Eric Sutherland. Fire Ant Vapes. Gute Bull. Henry. Ian Thomas. Import Man. James Rivera. Jerry Lawrence. Joshua. Apollo, Clayton Von Kludge, Larry Stoller, Mike Berg, Mike White, Mill City, Mr. Pebble, Omens with the Artist, Robert Knight, Rodrigo, Simple Vape, Stand Up 3D, and Steven AKM1. What's up? This is the time to go live, man. Scott knows what he's doing. Man, I do have a lot of thoughts about stuff I may change on the channel. And if I were able to go live for an hour at 6 every day, I think I would definitely do it. It's hard, though. It is hard. But one of the things I'm thinking is only one long show a week and another 1 or 2 hour shows. So today I kind of wanted to, another thing I was thinking is getting back to why I do this and doing some of the basic stuff once in a while, some of the stuff that's going to get people into building. I have always wanted to put out a video just starting off 0.5. I have a volume 1, 2, 3 up to 6. I'd like to get, what's up, Tommy? I'd like to get a video out of before Clapton's. So today I am going to kind of do that. I'm going to kind of show you like what my first like all day vape was. Like I vaped this build for like months and months and months. Even like when I started building intricate coils, I was still vaping this build for a little bit. Lots of people vape this build. It was a very common build back then. It's 24 gauge Canthal. You could do any kind of 24 gauge, but I'm going to do it with Canthal. I'm even going to use a regular cotton ball. I'm going to use tools that I would have used back then. I'm going to put it on an older RDA. I am rinsing out a couple of RDAs right now. So I will show you some throwback RDAs at the end of the show. They're already washed though, so we don't have to go through all that. Tomorrow, most likely I won't be live. If I am, it won't be doing the review on the Rebirth. I may just pre-record that. If I have time to do it after this show, I may do that, but I'm going to pre-record this. And really, I think I'm not going to go live tomorrow on my channel. If anything, it would be with the Mutation X V2, yeah. See, I had so many RDAs before the Mutation X, but I'm going to put it on something. So we will just get to it. And then after I do that and show it off, I have a couple aliens I have to wrap up real quick, but I only want to do an hour show. And, you know, I'm still busy tonight. Still got to wrap presents and stuff. So, yes, Merry Christmas to all. I'll play, that Hungry Eyes was Adam Pilarczyk, and I am also going to play his Jingle Bell Rock when we leave here. The song before that was just a YouTube song. YouTube has a list of songs I'm able to use without any problems. So I'm vaping this Rebirth, the Mike Vapes Hell Vape Rebirth. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I really like how the airflow feels. It's a top-down, a bottom-up airflow. Starts on the bottom, goes up, like that. On the Zenith 3 purple, that just gets used like a, you know what. I'm not going to start using the whore name or anything. Try not to fucking curse. And I have some Ado Vapes Aliens in here. Pecan Sequence and my Easy Dripper XXL. This is 50 milliliter. It holds 50 milliliter. So I fill this up and it lasts me days. This lasts me like 4 days. if I'm only vaping this. I vape a lot, but I don't vape quite as much as I used to. But plus, I vape a couple devices. ADV with banana bondage in there, ADV K-Fun, banana bondage on the V200 at 30 watts. These batteries have been lasting me 3 days as well. I'm really liking this. I'm like starting to think about getting together some more like single coil, almost mouth to lung devices together. And then I have, this has been lasting me all day and more with 3 batteries, single coil goal with mint chip from Shindo. Shindo sells them one shots of his DIY liquids, and this juice is amazing. All right. So, yeah. What people used to make. So, first of all, let me tell you what RDA I'm going to put in, because when you used to build, you used to have an RDA. You had to look at your RDA before you built. So, let me just pick out an RDA. You know what? Let's do one of my favorites. And this was an RDA that was basically just coming out when I started vaping. I tried to show this the other day. It even says 2014 on there. That's around the time I started vaping, 2014, a little before this came out. So this is the TOBH. This is Jabo Design's first RDA. This is actually the version 2. So what I'm going to do, and this build's great for a mech. It's great for a box now. It's probably better for a box at this point, but most RDAs were 3-post. So let me show you. So most RDAs were 3-post. All right. You had, with any RDA, the post in the middle, or the post that's connected to the middle here, connected to that, is the positive. All right. So this is the positive here, and the positive runs up to that center post. Then anything just connected to the deck is the negative. Coils have 2 leads, 2 different electrical terminals that you have to plug into. So most were 3-post. The coils share the middle post, and they have their own neutral post. So this would be a dual coil build I would put into there, and it would be very common. I kind of forget how many wraps it was, but I'm going to say it was 6. It was somewhere from 6 to 7. I'm going to do 6 because I believe that's what I like to vape, was the 6 wrap. All right. So 3-post TOBH. What I'm going to want to do here is get a screwdriver. Now this screwdriver here is something I wanted to talk about. So when building was still young, building rebuildable atomizers, when it was still pretty new, there was no Coil Master jig yet. Ooh. There just wasn't a Coil Master jig out. So, or there was no build kits or anything. So people would start by using drill bits. So I'm going to use a drill bit. And there was no close cutters from any Coil Master. People weren't using wire close cutters. So some people would use nail clippers. So I'll use these nail clippers and tweezers. And then they would have needle noses. Just plain old needle noses. All right. And some 24 gauge Canthol. So this is an 1/8 inch. So the reason I'm doing this is because if you're new to building, you don't have any of this stuff, this is what you could do. You don't have to have an old atomizer. You could put this in any kind of new atomizer. This is a pretty basic, they call it a basic bitch build. It's as basic as it gets, but vape's good. Lots of the cloud comp builds that are out today are quite similar to what I'm going to be doing right now. So 24 gauge, you could take it out now. You would take out about 2 rotations of the spool, and that would be quite enough. That would probably be too much, really. Now, you could put it on a drill and twist it, but most likely, if you are just starting off building, you don't have a drill. Some people do. Lots of people just have a drill. You do that, and there you go. Cuts them really good. All right. So if you don't have a drill, you could just take it with your needle noses, but you would also need another set of needle noses or pliers. You grab it by both ends and stretch it, and that'll make it straight, or straighter. I could have got a little more straight than that. Canthal is a little tough to stretch, but I am super strong, so boom. All you gotta do is knock over a camera or two, and you got it straight. Boom. Killed it. All right. Now, what I'm going to want to do is cut this in half. So there's a couple ways you could cut it in half. You could measure it and get it in half. You could balance it, find the middle, cut it, and after you cut it, they should be pretty much the same size. All right. Now, you would take your drill bit. This is an 1/8 inch. They also used to use 5/64ths, which I want to say that's more like a 2.5, but we're going to take this. Now, also what you could use, like I was just talking about, are these screwdrivers. These Stanley screwdrivers, everybody used to have these and buy them. These are awesome because they also have the millimeter on them, and they go from 3 millimeter to 2.4 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 1.4 millimeter to 1 millimeter. So these were a good set to have. They're like a 6 set. You could get them for like $8, and these were great for also your atomizers to screw down, and then you would have all different sizes for your coils. I can't find my 3 millimeter one right now, but just something to keep in mind. I also have this set that I believe I got at some kind of dollar store, I believe. But anyway, I'm going to use the drill bit because that's one of the first things I used to use. So an 1/8 inch is very close to a 3 millimeter, very close. All right. So obviously you want to take the flat end of the drill bit. Every drill bit has a flat end. You could tell what size it is because it is written on there, 1/8. So you would take your wire, put it on top of the drill bit. All right, now some people would do this little thing. They would bend it like that and hold it like that. All right, and then they would twist it. And that right there is kind of where the whole coil master, coil jig came into play. How they would put a hole in it. Whoa. There you go. How they would put a hole in it. And then you just want to wrap it as close and as tight as you can. Now, I want to finish with a 6 wrap. But when you would do these coils, you would do a 7 wrap and then take the first wrap out, because the first wrap would almost always be messed up. I'm just wrapping around the bit as tight as I can. Now, let me see how many wraps I got. Got like 5, 6. All right, here's my 7th wrap. All right, after my 7th wrap, I'm going to grab this guy, straighten it out. Then I'm going to grab this guy and straighten it out. All right, let me just look at this and make sure it's 7, because it almost looks like I did 6. I did do 6. So let me just do the 7 for the sake of showing you that taking out the 1 wrap. All right. So there's the 7th wrap, and then usually the first wrap, which actually my 7th wrap is more ugly. Usually the first wrap is messed up. I actually think I did 7 and then I took it out on accident. So that's a 7 wrap. Got 7 circles there. So you would take the 1 wrap out that looked nasty, just like that. And then that's it. And then we could cut some of the nasty stuff off of there. And we have 1 coil so far. So 1 6 wrap 24 gauge coil. Let's go to the next one. Now we could take that kind of technique with the wrapping the staples to do this as well. You take the needle noses, hold it, just wrap. I'm going to do 7 this time. 4, 5, 6, 7. Got that 7 wrap. And if your first 2 wraps are big, you could do an 8 wrap and take out 2 wraps. Actually, that's kind of what I have here. You see the 1 wrap is far from... Whoa! That was awesome. The 1 wrap's far from the other ones. So what I'm going to do... I'm going to get my bit, reinsert it. Like that. Do another wrap. And then take out the first wrap again. There you go. 6 wrap. Boom. Beautiful. I think I'm going to fix this one too.
Hey, how long are you going to be on there for? I'm going to make.
All right, so 2 6-wrap coils. All right, coils be done. Now, my chat on the way. Where is my chat? There it is. All right, now I will get my RDA. And I'm going to put on my Kim Dixon and Merlin stand. Hopefully I could get the camera to pick up. So just like I said, these coils have 2 leads coming out. One has to go to negative, one has to go to positive, doesn't matter which. But the one going underneath is always good if you put that in the positive. So let me see. One comes out the top and one comes out the bottom. The one coming out the bottom, which it just depends which way you're holding it, you want in the middle post. So I'm going to get the RDA. The longer lead, which is the one coming out the bottom, I want to put in first. And then I want to get the other lead into the negative. Once I got it in there and I got it pretty close to the posts, I want to tighten down one of these. I'm going to do the negative for now. And then I'm going to try to straighten out my coil. Now the airflow on the TOBH isn't centered. It comes in to the side. That's just how this RDA works. It goes right there. It doesn't come in the center. It goes to the side. So I don't really have to center this coil. I could leave it over here on this side. Just want to make sure it's not touching the deck. And I'm going to tighten down the positive post. Now, I would always leave the negative post long just in case until after I'm done installing. So there's the one coil inside. And now I could take my nail clippers and cut the positive lead. And sometimes it would just nip it, but that's okay, because even if you didn't have clippers, you could really just bend this back and forth. If this is tightened down, you bend it back and forth and it'll just break off. So now just the negative lead is left alone. Now I do want to make sure that that negative lead is tightened down. All right, because now I want to take my positive lead and undo it, because my other coil also has to go into that positive post, which isn't something that we really have to deal with anymore, and if we do, the holes are super big. Whatever. All right, now I'm going to take the other coil and do the same. The lead coming from the bottom, which I actually like being the longer lead. I put it into the negative. Come on. There you go. Put it into the negative. Try not to push out the other coil. And then the smaller lead goes in. I put it into the positive. Smaller lead goes into the negative. Take my needle noses and pull it. And then I'm going to bend it up so it stays there. Tighten down the negative. Go over here. I'm going to pull this one closer. I'm going to bend that up. And it looks like my other coil started to come out of the positive. So I'm just going to make sure that I get that back in before I tighten down the positive. There you go. Back in. Both coils are in all the terminals. All right. I can straighten out the coil now. Now I just want to tighten down the screws. Good. Again. Boom. 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 All right. So I think everything is going to be good. I just need to kind of get the coils where I want them and cut the leads down so nothing's hanging off. Get the bit in there, straighten that out. Now, take the leads at the negative, cut them clean. There's one, there's two. Now this negative one, or this positive one, I keep saying that. Tighten the screw down, make sure it's tight. And then, so you don't clip the other coil, you take this and just move it up and down until it breaks off at that screw. And this is why close cutters became popular, because that took a while. Fix the screws again. Boom, boom, boom. Straighten out the coils to the desired places. And that's done. All we got to do is pulse it. And that's a basic bitch build. 6 wrap 24 gauge Canthal on a 1/8 bit. Now we could pulse them and get them looking a little better. And that's it. So, if memory serves me correct, it should come out to a 0.22. TOBH. Yep, J-Bow's first. TOBH. All right, let me pulse this. I definitely want this on a low wattage. Let's see what it starts out at. I believe it starts out at a 0.17, if my memory is correct. It said 0.16, and then it said 0.26. Weird. Interesting. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Oh, cool, it did it. Now you don't want to touch it with metal while you're pulsing, or it'll short out and break. This one wants to go first. So you could use tweezers, or you could just use the needle noses. It's not like it's an intricate coil that you're going to mess up with metal needle noses. But same result, you want it from the middle out. That's the way you want it to glow. Basic round wire is going to be much easier to get it to glow even. It's actually more challenging to get them to both glow at the same time than it is to get them to glow from the inside out. Oh, there they go. Oh, I just did it. One this. So used to ceramics. One's glowing quicker than the other. I don't know if it's because the one got cooler when I touched it with the tweezers or what. Sometimes that happens. Must have been a 7 wrap before, because these 6 wraps are coming out much higher than I remember. That's going to serve my purpose. That's 42 watts there. Getting little paintball colors. There you go. Yeah. Trigger's got nothing on me. With the new tools, I definitely could have did better, but it's not bad. But that's definitely where building came from, to get the cleanest build, and then builds got into Claptons, and to get them clean, and then people just got crazier and crazier. All right, let me just put my my whatchamacallits on the dryer so that I can show them after we're done this. Got like 6 RDAs to show, older RDAs. All right. So let's wick this with a cotton ball. So some wire companies like Hot Wires used to put cotton balls. You can also buy organic cotton balls somewhere and use them. But what you would have to do to these organic cotton balls, don't use regulars. If you use regulars, you kind of have to like boil them or something. So if you do use cotton balls, which you still can, you just have to get organic cotton balls, which you can get nowadays pretty easily. And this cotton ball isn't coming out. It's not folding out as well as they usually do. But cotton balls do unravel and make kind of a square. I think I'd rather do Japanese cotton. Fuck this. Let's do some Japanese. So actually, Cool sells Japanese cotton, and they sent me this, but you can get these as well, Japanese cotton pads, as long as they're organic. That's all you need. So this was a little newer than when I used to vape then, but fuck that cotton ball. And it has like this sheet on the outside that you kind of take off. You don't really have to, but I used to take it off. And then we took this out. You could kind of do a Scottish roll thing. I don't like getting too crazy with that, but I think I remember how much. Like I just did this yesterday. Oop, but I pulled it all the way through. All right. Now all I got to do is kind of comb it out. Cut it clean. Tuck the cotton in. Get it from underneath. Move it away from the bottom so that there's air going underneath the coil and above. That's very important that air hits the whole coil. All the metal. There you go. And there is our old school basic bitch build. Whoa, no. What to use on this? What to use on this? Let's just do some hybrid reserve. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Come on, guy. Kidding me? All right. Let's see how it's going to vape. I kind of already know how it's going to vape. Fucking awesome. Man, this hybrid reserve is very well steeped. I have a lot of it too. I think I'm going to leave the 3 holes open. Let's put it up to like, it's saying a 0.30, which is weird to me, but whatever. This is 55 watts. All right, so if you wanted to close down the TOVH, you would turn it, and there's a little notch that closes it off. This is going to need more heat. Let's do it on a mech. Yeah, it's all tight. The flavor's shit. Canthal and just round wire, like, thank God I build coils, because the flavor is absolute shit. And I used to look, the TOVH used to be great for flavor. I taste it, but compared to what, oh man. It vapes very good. The flavor's shit. It's so muted. Oh my God. It's not spitty at all though. It's like pure all vape, just all clean vape, no spit back. No dry hit. Look how many hits I'm taking. It's because of that Scottish roll. Remember Rip Trippers? Like 20 hits. That temp control and Scottish roll. Sick as tits. And the flavor's still on point. Cotton's still wet, guys. There's still some wetness. Wow. I got a head rush just from too much breathing. I wish I had some cutscenes. Now I got to burp because of too much air. All right. Give them a little more dry time. So, let's get some actual flavor. Way different. An impression of an impression. So that's a basic bitch. That was fun. I got some cool RDAs to show you. I did a couple more RDAs on Instagram. I think I did get them on video. I'm not sure. My Instagram or my battery died on my phone yesterday, so I got kicked off. I did get one video. Turbo, thanks for hanging out. But yeah. I guess I'll just do these now. So I have about 6 RDAs that are pretty old. Some of them are older than others. Some are definitely older than others. I did get out the Kennedy and clean it because I wanted to clean the Kennedy. And then there's some others that I cleaned out that are pretty old. Nothing, I don't think there's anything here super old. Yeah, I think there ain't nothing. There's one pretty old. There's a couple pretty old. Some kind of in the middle, most kind of in the middle. All right, so I'll just show you the Kennedy 24 first. Kennedy 24 is still a great RDA. LIFA always talks about the Kennedy 24. Kennedy 24 is also a 3-post. Copper center pin, bottom airflow, 2 airflow things coming up. Goes in through the bottom side. Big old juice well. Still a great RDA. Great clouds. Great flavor. The top cap is good for the loop method. This is actually a clone. A very good clone, but it's a clone nonetheless. I believe it's a 1-to-1 clone. I forget where I got this, but man, them O-rings get so tight after a while. And then in the ultrasonic, top cap has no airflow in it. It's just a top cap to close it all. No adjusting the airflow. The airflow you see is the airflow you get. God damn, them freaking things are tight. I could not close like any of these. Nice RDA. Kennedy's still a company that's out there doing things too. It was a shop run by one guy. I don't know if it still is. But you know, they just came out with a new mod recently. Man, that's a bitch to get closed. All right, so I suppose we might as well look at another J-Bow one. What was this called? The Theorem? Is this the Theorem? I forget what this is called. This is one of the first like single coil RDAs that closed down one side. So it had glass. This is the first RDA that came with a notch coil as well. It had glass, or it had this thing, this glass covered with metal that you could put over it. And then the top piece had this thing you could attach, or you could not attach. And that would close down one side of the RDA. Or you could use it dual coil as well. Yeah, I guess you would call this an RDTA, because you would fill it up a good amount. And there goes the O-rings again. My glass kind of chipped at the top there, but it would close down the one side. And did I just break the glass more? Yep, just broke the glass completely. I seen that coming a mile away. It came with two glasses and this one, and I think I broke both the glasses now. Pretty cool RDTA. I mean, it vaped pretty good. I don't know. It was one of them things that didn't last too long. Didn't have a long time out in the vaping world. But it was very cheap. Wow, it just cracked in another place. Damn, better take it off before it fucking explodes. All right, so time to throw that out. It's pretty cool how it broke. All right. So, good thing it came with this one. That's also glass. Maybe that'll break too. What was that upside down? Oh, I didn't notice that's the same pattern as the notch coils. I didn't even notice that before. Them slots are the notch coil pattern. Interesting. I did not know that. Oh, looks like I lost a screw in cleaning. Shit. I don't like that at all. Luckily, I do keep the boxes and the screws, so if I really wanted to, I could, yeah, these were really cheap. I bet you could still get these. But whenever J-Bow came out with something, I would buy it because I was a big fan of J-Bow. I have the other one too that I'll show one day. This is an old one. This is one of the older ones I have here. This is also a clone. This is the Diablo Mephisto 2. I have the one. I can't find the deck at the time though, so I couldn't have showed it off. But this is pretty old. The Diablo by Mephisto, Diablo 2. It was a Philippines-made thing. These went for like $80 or something, the real ones. Even the clones were like $40. And the airflow was pretty crazy. The top cap's really cool looking. But you could also put some crazy builds in it. It's a lot like the Doge, actually. It's a 3-post, big posts, big post holes. Super beefy. It could take a beating. Pretty cool for stovetops. And the O-ring is also tight. Man, I'm gonna have to figure something out for this stuff. I'm gonna have to juice all these up or something. This one really doesn't want to go on. Has that thing at the bottom, which is always weird. I don't know why, just for heat. Had this thing that comes off. Nah, I don't need the other glass, Stu. I'm good. It has that thing. It's really gonna probably sit here again for a while. I just wanted to get them all clean so I didn't just have all this old juice sitting around. I don't know if it attracts bugs or anything, but hopefully it doesn't. That's why I want to clean them all out. All right, this is a good one. That's one of my favorites. We'll save that for later. All right, so here's the Freak Show. Kind of like the Kennedy, only it's like a mini. It was bottom down. This is actually the Freak Show mini. Sorry. So it's a lot like how the Kennedy is with the bottom airflow. I have 2 minis to show actually today. And this was a Wodafo as well, just like the Troll. It came out a little bit after the Troll. Lots of people like the Freak Show. The mini was all right. I never had the regular Freak Show. Lots of people liked it, but when the mini came out, it was more something I wanted to try. It's like 25 bucks. Has that skull swallowing the flaming sword. And bottom airflow, you could do single or dual. Yes, you could do single or dual on this. Crazy. And it's adjustable. And the O-rings are tight. So another mini I have is the Nobunaga. The Nobunaga was one of my favorite minis, and I actually got this one Christmas. Had to be about 3 years ago or something, 2 years, 3 years ago. And I have number 35, which is pretty cool. The Nobunaga was just a simple mini 3-post, very simple. Very flavorful, but you could get clouds out of it as well. It was like 35 bucks. This is a authentic and I loved me the Nobunaga. I was actually going to put the build in this tonight, see if I got a little bit better flavor, but and one of my favorite of all time, still to this day, is the Sub-Ohm Innovations, the 22 millimeter. I like the 24 as well, but the Sub-Ohm Innovations 2-post. So this was like the first RDA they came out with. It was also Kennedy bottom airflow style. I love this RDA. I love this one. I love the 24. I actually liked how it vaped better than the Kennedy. You could put screws to make it single. It accepts a lot of air going up to them coils. I love this thing. This is definitely one of my favorites of all time. And you would put the top cap on like this. You would drop the deck inside, so it would leak like never. And see, this is what's good about this too, is the O-rings are tight, but on this RDA, it hardly matters because you drop the deck inside, and it should not give me as much of a problem as the other ones are. There you go. And then it has notches on the inside, so when it closes, it only closes a little bit. And it has all these airflow holes on the bottom that go up to them two holes. And then it has this top cap, which I have a dot mod drip tip on. I love the dot mod drip tips for the 22s. I have a bunch of them. But yes, definitely one of my favorites. I actually bought two of these because I lost one on a train with one of my mods, and I bought the mod as well, the VCM by Vapor Clouds. I bought that and this at the same time, and the first week I had it, I left it on a train, and I was loving it. So I went and I bought both of them again the next week because I was super pissed that I left it on the train. I even went back to the train at the end of the day and took a couple trains looking where I sat. And then you used to be able to buy these chuff caps too a lot. I washed one of these, and it would fit on stuff like this. It would fit on the Sub-Zero. It would fit on, it was fitting on it so good before I put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. It would fit on here. It would fit on, I think it would fit on the TOBH. So this is what was cool about these art. Wow, that's super tight. The TOBH is a little tight for it. But I bet you the TOBH fits on here. Oh, look at that. It's a little loose, but I wonder if it fits on here. Oops. Nah, it's too tight too. Get this. Nope. Pretty cool though. So we took a blast from the past today. We did a basic bitch build. Looked at a couple old RDAs. Killing it. Oh wow, it's after 7 already? Jeez. Alright, well, looks like I gotta get out of here and eat. Get ready to wrap presents. Hope y'all enjoyed. Cool. Lots of viewers today. I don't know how many likes we got. That flavor's horrible. Yeah. It's basically probably because it's Canthol and it's just round wire, but it's mostly because it's Canthol because the flavor's there. You want to feel grateful? Make yourself a 24 gauge 6 rep Canthol build. Vape that and you'll feel grateful for whatever build you're doing. Merry Christmas to all. I will leave you with a song from Mr. Mr. Adam Pilarczyk. And we'll get out of here. After the song's over, I'm just going to shut off the video. Thanks for coming by and watching. And peace out. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever Christmas holiday you celebrate. Merry that. Merry that. We out.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell ride. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell ride. Jingle bells chiming, jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a right time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time. Riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle in the jingling beat. That's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell.